Hey, Bay Youth. Welcome to the So Good Podcast.
So good.
Hey, Bay Youth. Welcome to So Good Podcast.
And it's So Good Saturday,
Yeah, it is.
it's so good to see you.
Yeah. Well, let's introduce ourselves first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Aisha.
Oh, hey,
I'm Mar.
Aisha.
Oh, I'm Mar.
Oh, hey, Mar. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Lou.
Yes.
Indeed.
And we're your creative team on.
Yeah, we are.
Indeed. So we are here with our creative team for youth. We help run our social medias and do all the things like that. And shout out Noe, who is over there. He is working on our audio and video for us today. So shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
And I feel like to start off our podcast, you know, this amazing thing that we're doing right here, I feel like we should talk about our So Goods of the week.
Okay, let's do it. I would say my So Good of the week is just having doing this, and then we also it's been a while for all of us to meet together and plan things and just
We're booked.
seeing.
We're busy.
No, yeah, we've barely. This is our first time meeting in forever, and the fact that we can just come together and do this,
Absolutely,
it's just the
yeah.
best. You know.
Hey, Aisha. That's so good.
So good.
Wow, that was really good.
That was so good.
Go, Mark.
Okay, my so good of the week has to be getting 100% on my pre-cal quiz, and I
Yep.
didn't study for it. So
Oh,
Way to
what
go,
a
dude.
flex.
That's what's up.
No, yeah.
Honestly, that is a really big flex.
No,
if
that
that was
is-
me, I would be telling everybody and their mothers.
A whole woman in
Literally.
STEM, for real.
no, literally.
Well, my so good of the week is, so it's Halloween, and I don't feel like it's not Halloween. It's October. I feel like Halloween is coming upon us, but I have done no festivities for it. So last night I carved pumpkins with my sisters, and that was a
I'm
lot
here
of
for
fun.
that.
And then Aisha made fun of my pumpkin guys.
Guys,
so
no, I didn't.
That was really
that was
rude.
Noe. That was Noe.
But I love the pumpkin. If that made you feel
It
any
was
better.
Thank you
cute.
so much.
It was
That's
cute.
my
Yeah.
so good of
it
the
was
week.
really good.
Hey.
That's really good. So good. My so good of the week. So yesterday, guys, I went to the bins in SAC, and it was honestly really stressful. But I got some pretty good stuff. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm pretty proud of it. It was a really good so good, and I got this sick beanie. And honestly, that's it.
You
So
should have
good.
wore it. It would have.
I was gonna wear it, but it was a little just didn't fit the vibe of the
That's okay.
fit.
That's okay.
You got to do it. You know, you
No,
got to fit
yeah.
the vibe. So
Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
don't know if you guys noticed, but we have some pretty cool mugs. Or Jones has a bev. He's just.
I have to be different.
Has
I'm
to be-
sorry, where did the mug go? Actually, somebody
I
told me where the
actually
mug went.
don't know where the mug went.
Wait, where? Okay.
Oh, it's over there.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
cool.
we're good. Oh, we're right.
So another segment that we have here on the So Good podcast is we need to stay bevved up because
Absolutely.
if I don't have
I'm
a bev in
pretty
my
sure-
hand, stressed.
You'll never
Yeah.
see any of us bevless.
I'm pretty sure everywhere we go, most of us always have had a bev that day.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
water
100%.
Water-
Water does
water
count.
always
Water
Okay,
is a bev.
great.
That you can't
Always
get without
a
it.
bev.
Yeah. This
All
is
right, so Mara, what's your bev of the day?
My bev of the day is an Arizona mango.
Look at her mug. Look at her mug.
It's a soup mug,
What's
guys.
the story behind this mug? Where did you find this?
So 30 minutes before we started this podcast, I was like, you guys, I don't have a mug and this is so embarrassing. So I ran to the downstairs offices, me and Aisha, and I scattered through Mel's stuff. Mel, shout out.
Shout out,
Mel.
I didn't ask, I'm
Love
sorry.
you, Mel.
That's gonna be really awkward when she watches that.
Hey,
so.
that kind of looks familiar.
I think
Hey,
it's a soup
some of
mug.
these look familiar. Anyways,
Okay,
I
Jones.
that's fine. We don't have to.
Guys,
It's
this
fine.
has been really
Mid-sip,
awkward.
so I was
All
like,
right. So I'm wearing my Diet Coke shirt and my Diet Coke socks.
Oh,
Repping.
Amen.
I had
I
to.
love it.
I had to
Reppin'.
rep because whatever. I love Diet Coke, but today I was feeling a Coke Zero.
Oh.
Wow.
So
The
We moved
contrast.
on from the Diet Coke.
We have never moved on. My Diet Coke is
Okay.
sitting right over
That's
there.
crazy.
I just think for the show we have to have some versatility.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Versatile.
Cool.
Versatile.
Hey Aisha, what about you?
So I was like, guys, I need a mug, right? And I didn't want to come mugless or bevless, right? We can't have either.
Never.
Never.
So I got this TNT mug from Minecraft from my house, and it's filled with sugar-free Red Bull.
Always
Does that really
sugar-free.
change how healthy it is for you though?
You know what? I don't think it does. I actually think sugar-free is worse.
I think
I would
it
say
might
mental
be.
health trumps physical health sometimes, and I think a bev is one of those instances.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it does taste better in the mug, at least. You know?
Okay, hey, I mean-
yeah.
Praise
Yeah.
God.
You do you.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Oh, hey Lou.
Hey.
What's your bev of the day?
Well, I'm gonna preface, guys. I was gonna come with a yerba mate.
I don't know why Lou did
Yeah,
that.
that's
what
Yerba
it is,
mate.
But I already had one today, so I couldn't show up with another one, and I
But
don't
can
think
you
my
have too
stomach could
many?
take it. So I have too many in 1 week.
Oh,
But the point is, I came with a Dr. Pepper, guys.
Hey.
And I honestly think that is better than a Coke any day.
No,
Yep.
yeah.
So not to start any beef already.
No, but
So
also you've put me on to yerba mates, and they're really good. I tried the orange experience. Exuberance.
I'm pretty sure that's the name of
Yeah.
Exuberance. How are we remembering
buy
that?
it.
Wait,
I,
that sounds like a
Nathan
made
Jones
up
Yerba
approve
Mate
of
needs a
that
promo.
message.
Hire me. I'm willing to
No,
take
yeah,
the
the
job.
way that
Indeed.
she eats, sleeps, drinks yerba mates
Yerba.
every day,
Amen.
every week,
Yerba.
all the things.
Cool.
But yeah, we're doing this podcast here,
Let's-
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And why are we doing it? I
are
feel
we
like it's
doing
so
it?
kind of random, right? Like out of
Right.
nowhere, we do a promo for this podcast, and now we're sitting here and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Also, shout out Aisha for making that promo. That was a really
Absolutely,
good video.
that promo.
And the way that she cooked that up in like 2 minutes, and
Yeah.
it was phenomenal.
2 hours.
So shout out. But yeah, I
It's
think
2 minutes. What are you talking about?
No, yeah.
I think one of the reasons why we want to do this podcast is we want to give you guys a space to have a prolonged just like message or like in-depth talk about a specific topic that we have.
Yeah.
Like right now we're in our red letter series. So I think next time if we're still in that, we're going to have a deeper like dive into like what it means
Yeah.
to like follow the words of Jesus
Yeah.
and like to actually act those out in your life. Or it could be a silly little goofy podcast where we're here just talking about
Yeah.
ourselves.
Why not? Just entertain.
But
Absolutely.
You wanna get a laugh.
I think that's the main reason is we just want to offer you guys a space beyond just Tuesday and Wednesday nights because we genuinely do care about you and like the youth and like just the overall well-being and like spiritual feeling spiritually healthy for all of us. So yeah, that's one reason. I think that's the main reason.
good.
We just want to
Yeah.
give you guys the time
Yeah.
and space to like be poured into.
Yeah.
I also think it adds kind of like a fun quality to our youth and like kind of some
100%.
personality because I look at it and I'm like, oh man, like our youth does a podcast. Like it's something that I feel like I
Yeah.
can like sit and watch people that I recognize and that I know and just kind of like watch them interact with each other. And I feel like I appreciate things that are really authentic and add personality and something that is not something you see every day. And it's a good representation of like what a team looks like. And we're kind of
Yep.
showing people what
100%.
we do and like how we interact. And I think it's something really beautiful that like we get to kind of present to other people. And so
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
we brought the podcast idea up, it was like,
Let's do
like,
it.
hey, like let's do it. Like,
No,
wouldn't that
yeah.
be so fun? Like, kind of putting our personalities
Yeah.
together and like showing people like
Yeah.
this is something really fun.
Yeah.
And just to be creative with the talents that God has given us. Honestly,
No, literally. Jones mentioned it too, and Lou also, but in the response, so I'm gonna agree with it. And one of the reasons why we're doing this is not only for just that space and like entertainment and like creativity, it's just to like get to know who we are and like who surrounds like all of you guys during youth time, during those Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or whenever we have fun events, maybe on the weekends, because we only hang out for like. What on youth
Like
nights?
90 minutes?
90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but we can't really fully know someone in 90 minutes. So I think eventually when this podcast like keeps going and stuff, like we'll have like special guests, like maybe our like youth pastors or like youth director, admin, whatever it may be. Like I think it's a great way to know where, like I know parents might watch this, like know where their kids are, like who they're surrounded by.
Yeah.
Which I think is super, super important.
yeah, kind of just like a place to dive deeper into the people who are here at the Bay Youth,
Yeah.
and yeah, just kind of some more knowledge on like things that we're walking through as fellow
Yeah.
believers in Christ, and
Yeah.
also hearing from other wise
Yeah.
people that aren't just at youth on Wednesdays or Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
So, but I'm honestly, I'm here for it. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see
Indeed.
like what we're gonna talk about. I think it's gonna be really good.
No, this is
Yeah.
gonna be so good.
No, I'm super excited.
So good.
So good.
That was good.
Yeah, Mar, do you have any comments? Do you have any input?
I think this is really cool. It's kind of like small groups remix version.
No, yeah.
So like mix it
Yeah.
up.
Indeed.
Switch it up on the people, you know?
Switch
Like
up.
they're never gonna see it
We're
coming.
kind of just like we wanted to surprise y'all,
Yeah.
and sometimes you got to live life with surprises.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what they
Indeed.
say?
What do they
What
say?
do they say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Live
what they
Well,
say.
what Mar was kind of saying as well, I feel like I want this to be viewed as like a film small group type of thing because I think like what you were saying earlier too is like you really can't get to know someone in 90 minutes a week.
Yeah.
And like we're not in small groups the entire time
Yeah.
of those 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So I really just like want to offer a space for everyone to feel like heard and seen. But then also like it won't just be us like and like as we continue with this podcast, we'll have like what Aisha was saying is other guest speakers and things like that. Is we want to give you guys a full like scope of who we are at the Bay Youth and just our intentions and our life stories, because I think there's really powerful. There's just power in story and like in testimony.
Yeah.
So
Dude, that's so good. You meant, I just have to add, because you said like there's so much power in our stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that help within the Bay Youth, and just like our student leaders, adult leaders, like volunteers. There's so many different people that like just make this community a community. And because there's so many people, it's really hard to know every single like person's story. I'm still like learning new things about people every day. So like saying that like this podcast is perfect to like know who that person is, know who what their story is, and seeing how good like God is in their life, and like seeing how their life, regardless of the experience, is a testimony to the goodness that he has and like the grace that he has.
I feel like building off of that, I think it'd be really cool if we go around the table and kind of go like one by one, taking maybe like 5 minutes to just kind of share like our stories a little bit on how we got here at the Bay and got involved in youth, and kind of our roles, like where we serve, and just kind of talking about where our hearts are in that and like where we're coming from. So I think it'd be really cool. Like, Mar, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So I didn't really have like before the Bay, before I came here, I didn't really have like a youth ministry. So it was more like, oh, you're sticking with the old folks, and I was just there. I started coming here like late 6th grade. I remember walking in the doors with my brother Noe. We always used to sit in the back. I was like the most I would not imagine myself sitting here to this day. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
But we're so
I
glad
love
you're
it.
here.
So much love
growth.
it.
I
Wait, that
love
was so
it.
cute.
But yeah, like Apollo just like took us in. He was like, hey, you guys should join the worship, because I don't know who told him that we can play.
Just knew.
Word got out that we can play instruments and sing. And I joined the
But
worship.
not only instruments, you can play like every single
everything.
instrument, literally ever.
I honestly learn something new every day. I'm like, wait, they do that?
No,
and they're
anything
like, yeah,
that
of
makes
course.
noise, they can play.
They can do
Yeah.
it.
Literally.
So Apollo kind of brought you guys in.
Yeah,
and
he brought us
introduced you, like,
in.
to the worship.
Yeah, he introduced us into worship. That's how I started getting connected. I just like started growing from there and really finding like who I was in Christ too. Like, I don't know, because I used to look at it from a different perspective, more as of like oh wow, I'm gonna get to be on stage and everything. And then once they're like, oh, you can play on like big church, I'm like, I like had to humble myself because I was being a little too much of myself. But anyways, so yeah, I got involved with youth ministry that way. I love it. I've been loving it since, and I love to see like other students grow too, just like kids who are like my age, and see how far that they've come. It just makes me so proud.
Yeah,
But yeah.
absolutely.
That's good.
That's super cool. What type of things do you like do? Like how else do you serve like in youth ministry? Like what like roles do you like play like in our youth ministry?
In our youth ministry, worship as one. I'm also on the social media team.
Yeah, you are.
Shout out.
I love anything creative, so anything that has to do with creativity, I'm there.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah.
No, it's been so amazing, like watching you like grow over the last few years. Because I remember, like, oh, like Mar and Noe, like, but like Mar, like, oh, they're in the back, they're quiet, like, and I'm just like a really loud person. So it's like I feel like it's really cool, just like our relationship and friendship just growing into like where we are now,
Yeah.
where we are here now. Because I think it just like is again just like so cool to like watch you grow and like come out of your shell. And like I remember like you like leading worship for the first time and like stuff like that, where it's like, oh wow, that's so cool of just like seeing you like seeing you in one place, but then like watching you grow and like watching you like walk out of that and to be into like another space and just like thriving of like being who you are. So yeah, really proud of you, Mar.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That was cute.
I mean, even from the little time that I feel like we haven't even known each other like maybe a whole year yet, I don't even think.
No.
But to watch you from where we like just started getting close to where we are now has been really impactful from just like a peer's perspective to just like to know from where you started, from where we first met to where you are now. It's been honestly like drastic growth where you were doing really good already. When I first met you, and I was like, oh man, Mar's so cool. Like I really hope we could be friends. And I think we talked about like a lot, like just being, oh man, like we really want to be each other's friends. And then just like being able to like serve with you. I know like when we started serving on social media together, I was like, yes. Because we like being at different campuses, it's kind of hard to do worship together all the time. But with social media, we're like on the regular, like interacting, you know, more than just worship. I would only see maybe once a month, if that.
Yeah. It's like the multiple benefits of like just youth community.
Yeah.
Like who knows? It may take like 3 years to like bring out your show, but like you eventually do, right?
Yeah.
And it's like just so important of like who we surround ourselves with, and because like we're surrounding ourselves with like good people and good energy, like we're able to like grow out of like that like soft shell or like that
Yeah, I think that's something really beautiful about like youth, like you're saying, like it really does take you out of your shell. Like absolutely. I mean, I've always kind of been a big personality, so it's a little bit different, but like I know like from other people that I've seen, like it really takes them like to a whole nother level.
It's like the best.
It's the
best.
community.
I feel like,
It's like the leaders that we have, like Pastor
100%.
Apollo, Nathan, Mel, Jazz, like the way that they
shout
just
out.
pour
Yeah.
into all of our students, into like us as adult leaders and just everyone. I think this community that we have built here at the Bay Youth is like something that like I haven't seen before, and like I don't see in a lot of other places or avenues. So I think I'm just really grateful for like our leadership team
100%.
and just like our leaders that we have at the church.
So like seeing you talk about or hearing you talk about like that impact, like why don't you share with us
That
a
was
little
a
bit
really
about
good segue.
No, thank you.
That was really good.
No,
how can
Luna's
I-
been killing it with these segues.
No,
and
Thanks.
That's
It's like all those
actually-
podcasts I don't listen to.
me when I send a podcast to her group chat, hey, take a listen. She's
No,
like,
but
yes,
Aisha
love
is
it.
like got me on podcasts though.
I
like
love
the way
podcasts.
Shout
that
out The Porch. She
for
sends
real.
those.
Oh my goodness,
oh,
the
so
The
good.
Porch, so good.
so
Where are
fun.
they at? I don't even know where
They're
they're
in
located.
Dallas.
It's Texas.
Dallas,
They
but
have,
like Atlanta
everywhere.
and like Ohio.
I know, maybe
and,
Houston.
like,
I don't know.
everyone-
Honestly, I don't
Houston.
know.
They have like 50
Yeah.
campuses.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's this one guy that speaks on it and has a southern accent.
Oh, I
and
love southern accents.
Love listening
Maybe we
to
should
it.
do a segment on that one day.
Maybe we just talk for
Talk
Hey,
an
Bay
accent.
Youth.
Yeah,
I'm
that'll
sorry.
do it.
That was really embarrassing for
We
me.
could
I'm gonna
maybe we
move on.
could get like Kennedy to hop on. He knows how to do this accent.
Okay, but Kennedy can do
Any
any
accent.
Honestly,
Any accent.
like yeah. Okay. Anyways, back on topic.
Sorry,
We tend
back
to
to
get
your-
off topic a little bit in
Back
this
to your really good segue.
group, but back to the segue. Even though I kind of messed up my wording, but I think we'd love to hear like a little bit more about the way that those leaders have kind of played a role and how you got started here.
Absolutely. Just to back up a little bit, again, my name is Nathan. I help serve on our social media teams
you
and
do.
just our creative team. And I've had the privilege of helping run our social media, I think for 2 years now, which is crazy because
Crazy.
That is pretty
the way that I'm actually getting old. Like, I don't even know, guys, I'm having a midlife crisis about how old I'm getting. Okay. Off topic. That's
okay,
like
take
a
your time.
little,
We got it.
It's right.
but yeah, so I've just been helping serve in our like youth creative, just like outlets and things like that. And it's been really fun just growing in my ability into just like watch like other leaders like grow into like their abilities as well, being like creative. But a little bit of how I got here is I started going to the Bay Youth when I was 15 years old. I was a little baby freshman in high school. I know, like I was literally this tall. Like I was very
Mini
puny.
Nathan. I can't
Mini
imagine.
Nathan.
Honestly, I want to.
Guys, I'm
I
like
wish I
5'4".
met.
I'm like not even tall.
Still mini Nathan.
Still
Mini
was
Nathan.
5'4".
No, literally. But yeah, so I remember my first night at youth is I was sitting in the car with my mom outside of the SMC. RIP the SMC if we remember anyone. who
Never
was
made
there.
it to that.
Yeah. Mar
Real one,
knows.
for real. Mar
Oh,
knows.
man, I
Mar
love-
knows.
Mar knows.
But yeah, we were sitting in the parking lot and I was like pleading with her. I'm like, please do not let me go in. I don't know anyone here. I will be a loner. Like, please. Like, no.
yeah.
And then she was just like, no, like this is where God needs you to be. And like, then she kicked me out of the car. And it was probably the best decision that like she's ever like made, like that has like impacted my life. Because the moment I walked into the SMC, like the way that like the first person I met was Apollo, and
Apollo.
and the way that like I didn't even know he was like the youth pastor. Like I just saw
Yeah.
him as like, oh, that's Apollo. Like that's
Yeah.
like he just really just like led with example, like what it's like to like lead without a title and just like to just be authentically yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started going here. I met Apollo, got like really close. And then about a month later, after I started going, my mom actually passed away. And that was a really traumatic experience for me. However, I had people like Apollo and like Mel and like Jazz and like Gabe and like all of like the core people and like that have become the core people in my life. Like they really just surrounded me with their love and like their just like embrace and just like their ability to act like someone who knows Jesus and like act like the church and just like be there for me. So I think as I just maneuvered my life and just like my grief and just like all of my emotions that I was experiencing all throughout high school up until like I graduated, like the way that like they just continually poured into me. and like they really have just like risen up like myself to like become like the leader that I've become today. And I genuinely I put all of my any good qualities I have about myself like they poured into me. And then, so like once I graduated, then like I started interning here at the Bay. I have worked about in just every ministry, but I've stuck in creative. So I help run the social media here at the Bay Church, as well as like the Bay Youth, obviously since we're here.
Hey.
But yeah, I really have just been really blessed with the privilege and just the honor of to be poured into by pastors here on staff, and especially the pastors and just everyone working in youth. I really have just found a sense of community and just like their ability just to like be in my life. So that's a little bit my story, how I got here, why I'm here, when I'm here, all the things.
All the time.
Yeah. I think a little bit of that story is a huge testament just to the way that the leaders here pour into us. I mean, I think all of our stories at the table bring a lot, just to show how genuine it is here and how like these people all represent Christ in so many different aspects. And I honestly think it's really beautiful. So thank you for sharing. And
Of course.
So good.
just being
So
vulnerable.
good.
So good. So good. So good.
And everything with that.
Hey Lou, what about you?
Oh man, I was really hoping I was the next one. I'm just joking. I was actually gonna point it to Aisha, but I guess.
I'm gonna point it back to you.
Oh, thanks.
love it.
Back to you,
Thanks. So back to you. If we're okay, anyways, let's get on topic. Let's see. Like honestly, I kind of don't even know how I got here, but
Yeah, I don't remember youth without you. Like the way that youth has been.
oh, thank you.
That's
That means
cute.
a lot, actually. I think I've honestly only been here for a little over a year now in youth. My family's going on Sundays a little bit, but it wasn't very consistent. I grew up actually in a different church, and it's kind of crazy because I never thought I'd actually be sitting here at a table with people I never knew existed a year ago.
Isn't that crazy?
I truly
the
like
Lord
I could
works.
not tell you the
Yeah.
like amount of surprise that I have right now. Actually, I'm sitting here realizing how crazy this is for myself. But I started at a different church, and that is kind of where I thought God was going to take me, like my whole entire just like time in youth and in ministry, and the people that I just that's who I thought I was going to be with and surround myself with, and He couldn't have changed that. Like do a whole 360 in my entire life. We just like ended up leaving that church, and we did like a couple different like, you know, some church hopping and trying to like figure out like where we were and what fit us best, and like just really trying to see where God called us to, and nothing was working. And I was honestly feeling super discouraged. And I remember, shout out Brielle, she's in our youth. She's just an amazing
Brielle.
Love
servant.
Brielle.
But she is like one of my childhood best friends, and so she was like, hey, like I think you should really come on a Wednesday night. And I was like,
Ah, man.
I was like, okay, I'll just try another one. And so I was like, I don't know. So I was a little hesitant. I had some like things like in my schedule that weren't working. And then I showed up on a Wednesday night. Somehow things shifted. And I was like, okay, I'll go with you. And I showed up on Wednesday night, and immediately I felt so safe and so welcome. It was crazy. And I don't usually feel that like off the bat with people. But I mean, I'm pretty outgoing. So I was like, okay being there. But I honestly was like, I just kept coming for some reason. I don't understand like why I was going, but I just kept coming. And I never got plugged in so fast. I never had like so many people sitting there like encouraging me. I'm pretty sure Apollo, I met him like the second week I was there, and he was like, you're just so cool, Lou. And words of affirmation are so huge to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, Apollo thinks I'm cool. I am here for life. And I just never wanted to come back somewhere more. Like I was like, this is my home now. Like I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
And I think it's a true testament. A lot of times when someone joins the Bay and becomes like part of the family, you never go somewhere without somebody from the Bay. Like it's just you stick. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
there. You're stuck
You're
here
there.
forever.
Forever and ever.
And I don't hate that idea.
No,
and
it's the best.
I'm honestly really here for it. And so once I got plugged in, like I just remember I was like, somehow I got involved in worship. I couldn't even tell you how. And
Shout out Jazz.
and then I just got plugged in like right. Oh, I think I was having a worship session outside with somebody with Jazz. Shout out Jazz. Yeah, there's so many people that play a huge part in this. But Jazz, I think she was there and we were playing the guitar or something and we just had a conversation about it and she was like, hey, like, why don't you join? And I was like, okay, I'll join. And I've literally always dreamt of doing this and I just felt like that was what God had placed on my heart and I got plugged in worship. And about like 8 months later, I think I joined social media and I've been here for quite a bit. And not like super long, but at least like 5 months, I feel like, yeah. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. The timeline doesn't even matter, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. But now we're all here. And I feel like that's like the timeline. But seriously, like so many people played a part in that. And I didn't know if God would answer the prayers that I like wished for a community for so long. And like, he really, really did answer those prayers. And these people
God coming through.
God always comes
God is
through.
so sweet
really
sometimes.
I love that.
I love it.
But yeah, honestly, it's been such a good experience, such a healing time, and just like to see people really live out what like who Christ is, honestly. And I never really saw that until I got here. Yeah. And I am just in support of it all. I'm in support of all these people. I don't know. I just love them. Like my heart is just like so big and grateful for them when I think about them. So
no, thank you so much for sharing. I remember the first time I think I met Lou was sometimes after Brentwood Youth, we go to McDonald's, like the leadership team. And just like, I just remember instantly clicking with you.
Instantly.
And like the way that just like it all worked out. And I feel like you
maybe
were
that's
just
why
like
they didn't want us to sit next
a
to each
puzzle
other.
piece that like really like fit into like our framework of youth, like of the Bay Youth. So I'm really just glad that you're here. I'm really glad that like God like brought you into like, he really came through because like the way
really
that the
did.
Lord works, guys.
It's
mysterious ways.
It's definitely been a family that like kind of welcomes you with open arms. Kind of like I don't really remember the same, but it kind of felt like, you know, like when an orphan finds a home. And so it's like, it's been just really amazing to see the way that people love each other here. Yeah. Because it's all about like loving God and loving people, you know? Shout out the slogan. Anyways.
Indeed. That was so good.
That was so good.
Mar, say it again.
Dude,
say it
the
again.
funniest, I think the way I met Lou for the first time was actually
that
hilarious.
was a really humbling moment. That God asked to humble, like he
please share with the
needed to
class.
humble me in that moment.
I walk in and I'm just like brand new, you know, like when everything is new, your eyes are just like, you're kind of like a little kid in the candy store. I was kind of like that. And I'm walking into the Brentwood campus and I just see Lou come up to me. I didn't know at the time it was her. But she was like, oh my goodness, like, I love your outfit. I'm here for it.
It was a good
like,
outfit.
This is great. And she's like, oh, like, what grade are you in?
Gosh.
Like, are you a sophomore, high school?
That's humbling.
And the way I was like, I'm a freshman in college. And she goes, oh.
I think I left that. I'd have never left a situation so fast in my life. I was like, oh, that's so great to meet you. Bye.
No, she's like, okay, I'll see you around. Literally,
I was like, oh, it's so good you're here. Bye.
No, literally, it was hilarious. But
So welcoming of me.
I've been attending the Bay Church for like about like 2 years now, but like it was always like I just come on Sundays. I wasn't really like plugged in or anything. I wasn't really like serving in any type of ministry a while ago, maybe like 3 years now. And Nathan Kennedy, Pastor Nathan Kennedy, shout out. He was like, hey, like you look like you would, you could be a great adult leader. And I was like,
Shout out, Kennedy.
I was like, okay, all right. And like during that time, I was kind of just iffy in joining youth because I was like, I don't know if I'll fit in. I don't know like who these people are. Like I don't really know how this works. Like I'm really scared. Like I just don't know if it's my thing at all. And that was like three years ago. And I didn't join youth until this January.
That was 3 years ago. I really did not know that.
No, it was like a while ago. I know he asked me like a while ago.
Dang.
It was crazy. And I didn't join youth until this year, like in January.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's literally when I introduced myself. Like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, okay, continue the story.
No, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I just felt like when I was a freshman in college at this point, and I was like doing school, I was busy with school and everything, and I just felt like something was like missing. I felt like I've done it everything, you know, I've done sports for a lot of like my like life and everything, and I was like I feel like something's missing, and like community is missing. So I did growth track at the end of December of last year, and then this year I got baptized in like kind of like end of January. It was the best. And then during growth track I met Sienna, Apollo, and Mel, and they're all just like big balls of energy. They're so welcoming.
amazing.
They're
I
the
love them.
most invite. They just love to invite. And I was like, I can't can't say no. Like they're
Yeah.
the best. Like they're just like, okay, like come on, join. Like if you're interested, and I'm like, dude, I'm the most interested, and joined then, and haven't left ever since. And it's just so good. It really is like what everyone else is saying. Like it really is a testament of like how impactful the community we have here is. And we're not just saying it just because we're just saying it and we're a part of it. Like we're saying because we've genuinely experienced the love, the grace from everyone, just like seeing how people are living these Christ-led like lives of just like truly representing this church as a whole and like just God as a whole is really like so impactful. Like I can tell you guys, like I've joined you this year. I can't be this. I'm not the same person as I was in January till now because of the people I've been constantly surrounding myself with.
That's good.
Because of those people and like just each other, like we've been able to like do fun things like this, and like it's just so fun. Like if we didn't do that, if we all didn't have these crazy stories of our, wouldn't be here.
Well, it's crazy,
Right.
like how like God has just like brought all of this like together.
Yeah.
And I feel like just like to see, I mean, when I first met you, I mean, you were still like the huge ball of energy that you
I
are
really
now,
was.
and it, like still had a really big personality when you responded to my really embarrassing question. But I just feel like even like you just add so much like personality to our youth, and I like didn't ever think like we would be on the level that we are, but it has been incredibly impactful. And I, again, like it speaks to the people here. And I think that's why we're in so much support, and it's not just like a huge promotion. It's more of like we're genuinely coming from a place and a posture in our hearts that are like in such like gratitude for what God has given us. And they're huge testaments. And I think that's also a huge reason why we wanted to do this podcast, was to show people what God has been doing in our lives to bring us to this table to talk about that. And then just really share that with anyone, like any listener who happens to just watch our podcast, which we hope is good. But like, it's just, your story is super powerful. And I think it goes on beyond just like the 5-ish minutes that we've been talking about it. Like Mar's story, Nathan's story, my story, like even Noe behind the camera who we can't see, he's got a super powerful thing. Like testimonies I just think are so beautiful.
It's truly crazy like how intentional God is with like with us. Like there's moments where we're like, okay, what's going on?
Oh, absolutely. Like really.
Guys, if you saw us before we started filming,
it was
crazy.
It was crazy.
It's like, I don't know what's going on. Like this, like there's moments in our life where we truly are like questioning what is going on.
Yeah.
And it's a valid response. You know, we're human. We're prone to wanting to mark our soup.
I'm here for the soup bowl.
Good soup.
Guys, it's not soup.
Are you sure? Mar, can you confirm it's not soup?
It's not soup.
Thank you for the confirmation.
Yeah.
I love it. But no, it's crazy to see like how intentional he is. Just like the different paths that we've had in our lives, complete different. I don't think any of us have a similar story at all. But like that's like Lou said, like why we're doing this in the first place.
Yeah.
All the different stories, all the different backgrounds, all the different people that we've surrounded ourselves before we are surrounding with the people we are now, like completely different, and just a testimony of like he's intentional with our life.
Yeah.
He has a purpose, you know, like we may not think it in the moment, because I can tell you that I was in constant state of panic and everything. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Youth
yeah.
really does change you.
Yeah.
You know,
It really does.
but like Aisha said, I was literally not the person I was before youth. I mean, I wasn't, it's crazy. And I really hope that people want to keep coming.
Indeed. So that's a little bit about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
who
is.
we are on the creative team. One day we'll get Noe a mic. He'll be on. Promise.
He's shaking his head right now.
Indeed. So that is our So Good podcast.
Yeah.
So this first episode, we kind of just wanted to let you in a little bit more about ourselves, and you'll continue to learn more about us as we
get to
go
know your
on.
host.
But also, we will continue learning about other leaders that we have here at the Bay Youth.
Yeah.
So if you want to let us know who you want to see on our next podcast, please let me
free
know.
to
DM
tell
us
us.
at
And you
the
wanna know-
Bay.youth.
Yes.
Where?
At the Bay.youth.
Hey.
Don't forget the dot.
Thank you, Mar. Mar, I was waiting for that. I was
Okay,
like,
no,
come on,
because like
we-
some people like I can't find the Instagram. And I'm like, did you forget the dot?
No.
yeah.
Speaking
You
of,
cannot forget the dot.
no, don't forget it,
Never
guys.
forget
Because
that.
if you do, then it's
It's
not
like
us.
you can't.
Yeah.
See all the awesome
Speaking of our
updates.
Instagram, that's how we are able to do promo about this stuff and like just know about like upcoming events that's happening in the future. Lou, what's an upcoming event that the people should be ready for?
Oh my goodness. When I tell you this is one of the events you don't want to miss, guys.
Don't miss it.
Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving.
Is through the roof here.
I love
Honestly,
it.
my
Through
first
the
friends
roof.
through the roof.
Wow.
It's through the roof.
No, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
No, thank you for sharing.
But my first Friendsgiving was last year, and that was actually, this was the first time I ever posted about being at the Bay Youth, which doesn't have like a huge thing, but being on social media, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out
But
the
and I
photo
keep it
girl.
up all the time because it's such a good reminder of how much. And this is not just to promote it. I really truly did have such a good time at Friendsgiving. It was the first time I think I participated on a game on
I
stage.
remember that. I remember seeing you. Was it the one where you like toss, like you hand the?
Oh no, it was
never
it was
mind.
the whisper challenge. Anyways,
Oh yeah, that was you. That was you. I remember that.
I was like, anyways. So, but yes, that was me. And then it was like, I don't know. We just had such a fun spot at the table that we were at, and it was a good.
And do you have good eats?
Guys,
We had good
And
eats. That
all
was
the
actually good
things?
food. I was not expecting that.
Dude, the way that we prepared for like, I don't even know, but we prepared for like X amount of people and like double the amount of people showed
my
up
goodness,
to
that was
I know. I
Friendsgiving.
so
invited a
good.
friend.
So like
yeah.
fishes and loaves the Lord provided. Like it was so good.
Guys, I've yet
So
to
good.
experience.
So
Oh my
good.
gosh,
Wait,
That's
have you
right.
actually
You
never?
haven't?
Guys, I've
your
never
first
experienced a
Guys,
Friendsgiving.
when I tell you, it's probably bigger than summer camp. Like Friendsgiving
Really?
is
It's
our like
huge.
the biggest
Yeah.
event of
Oh
the
my
year.
goodness, guys,
For the
I'm
last
so
few years,
excited.
we've like packed out the auditorium in the
Yeah.
Concord campus. Like the
my
way
goodness.
that we have good friends, good eats, good vibes, and
Really fun
good.
community. Like
know?
I really did have a good time.
and
love
you
that.
will see Apollo Soul say, sing gobble gobble one,
Oh.
gobble gobble two,
No.
gobble gobble me,
No, we're okay, guys.
gobble gobble you.
So not to, not to interrupt that amazing
Yeah.
song that I really hope we don't
Hey
play
Jazz,
on the
put me on
podcast
worship,
again.
please. I've been asking for years, and like the way I have not been
Oh,
added.
I wonder
I
why
think
it's
that might be
taking
a sign.
Oh, okay. So,
What's,
hey Mar,
what's the
hey, Mar,
biggest thing happening right now, Mar?
Tell us the biggest thing that's
The
happening.
biggest thing that we
right
have
now.
happening right now is our Red Letter series, you
Yeah.
guys. Don't
Red
miss
Letter.
it.
Oh my
Red
goodness.
Letter.
No, I
Tell
love
us
the
what
Red Letter
Tell us what
series.
the Red Letter series is, Mar.
Our Red Letter series is what Jesus said, the words that Jesus said himself
Amen.
in the Bible. If
Hence
you
the
ever
red
wondered,
letter.
it's in red letters, not green.
No, that was good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I know we're all like we were like talking about ourselves and like our stories a lot with this podcast, but not just like is this podcast going to be relational like this?
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
knowing who's a part of it, who's part of our youth. It's also going to be like you're going to learn some things too. Like we'll talk about the red
absolutely.
letter.
Yeah.
We're not
Red
just
Yeah.
gonna talk about ourselves
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a little.
Promise.
That's
Even
a little
though as much
awkward.
as we want to. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, but you know, it's
yeah,
really
we're
just
Jesus
playing
is
the
here.
part.
You
Yeah,
know?
we'll definitely dive deep into our next podcast about the red letter. We'll definitely still be in red letter by then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 And we'll just
We're
bring.
carrying out through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my goodness, we are.
Oh my gosh,
So
I didn't
shout
even know
out.
that fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just learned
Wow.
new
We're-
It's
I'm
good.
learning things on the pod.
It's
Learn
so
all
good.
the no, but yeah,
New.
like fun topics, just like whatever.
Yeah.
Indeed.
gets brought
So
up.
those are your agenda items. So again, Friendsgiving is happening November 14th.
Don't miss it.
Here at the Concord campus. Follow us on Instagram at the Bay.youth. Do not forget the dot.
Don't forget it.
And we are in our Red Letter series.
Yeah.
So make
This
sure
is
you
fun,
keep up
guys.
with that.
This is
This is
really
really
fun.
fun.
And we will see you on our next So Good Saturday.
so good
So
Saturday.
good.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.